Nathan, it improved in the second half, but first half you were a long way off it.
But look, I was pretty much unacceptable first half, you know. For the things that we do and how we go about our work, that for me was unacceptable, and I've said that, you know. The way we defended, the way that we wanted to take shortcuts and not do the basics well, that cost us the game, and they started with real energy. Look, I'll take responsibility. I felt that I'd picked the wrong team in terms of from the start, but it's inexcusable anyway, because after 5 minutes you couldn't tell that. But we just didn't do the basics right, and we've done the basics right so many times here, but that was as poor a performance as we've had for a very, very long time. I can't remember, especially since I've come back, that we had maybe Birmingham at home, but yeah, we were second best all over, and that's something that doesn't happen to us very often.
It was very un-Luton-like, wasn't it? I mean, can't even compare some of the performances last season to that. It was just complete stark opposite.
No, and look, we've got a lot of injuries out, and we've got a few people bedding in and needing to learn what we do, but we just did not defend well enough. We weren't aggressive enough. We didn't do the basics. Yeah, for me, I thought we were poor. I thought we were really, really poor, and they had more energy than us. They won 50-50s. Everything about our body language, just everything about it, wasn't what we normally do, and that's the worrying thing. Second half we improved, but I don't think we could have got any worse, to be quite honest with you. But even after all that, we didn't work the goalkeeper. After all the opportunities, all the possession in and around the box, all the crosses, everything, we didn't work the keeper. We didn't show up. We had shots, didn't work the keeper. We had knockdowns, headers, didn't work the keeper at all. So that's the thing, and we haven't done that. We've had, I would say, probably 60 shots last 4 games and scored 1 goal. That shouldn't happen.
Can you figure out why they're performing a bit like this?
Look, a few things, you know. It could be left over from last year, you know, disjointed pre-season. We've got a lot of new players. We've got a lot out. You know, we've got Harry out, we've got Fred out, we've got Luke Berry out, Alfie Doughty out, and Henry Lansbury, Pelly Reddick. So there's a big injury list there, and you know, you're probably talking about a lot of starters there, or would get into our best 11. So look, it's one of those things. But we have to change it around quickly, because this is the worst spell that I've ever had in terms of being Luton manager, and we have to change that.
What will you do? You just have to go back to the training ground?
Well, we'll go back to the training ground and get back to us, because look, there's a lot of stuff that happened first half that we didn't play well. But if you just defend well, we didn't go with runners. We didn't go with runners on 2 occasions, and I mean, Wells had the freedom of the park to be able to do it. If we don't try to play offside and go with him, then look, he's having to shoot with his left foot from a wide angle. It's more difficult, but he got all the time in the world to come back on his right foot and slot it in. Thing, we can go with runners, we let a runner run off the back of us, and we don't do that. We normally do that to teams, and we normally test teams, but we didn't, and then we needed to be better. So look, it's a real poor night, real poor night. First half was unacceptable. We won't see a performance like that. I hope we don't ever see a performance like that again, especially out of possession. But second half was an improvement, but I don't think it could have got any worse.
Is it a worry for you, or what's the feeling like? I mean, it's early days still. It's
early days, but when you're a manager, you always worry when you have performances, bad performances and so on. What we have to do is make sure we get back to think, look, whatever it is, a hangover from last year, maybe people thinking, well, we're a top 6 side, so we're going to do this, with that. We're not just top 6 sides, we're a bottom 2 side at the minute, and that has to change, because if it doesn't change, then people's livelihoods are at stake. So what we have to do is make sure we just go back to being us. Now, look, we don't fundamentally lose what we're good at. So we'll see.
What did you make of the red card?
Yeah, it's a clear red card. It's out of control challenge, you know, and then Luke was silly to put himself in a position where it gives the referee another decision to make. That wasn't a red card. It was a clear, you know, it was a yellow. But that's just discipline. But look, the challenge was out of control. It was dangerous, and rightly so.
Got lots to think about ahead of Swansea, then, haven't you? You could make all sorts of changes and decisions now. Well,
it's not so much making changes and changing. It's going back to what we're good at. And that's what we have to do, because if you don't, then you lose football matches. And we've, you know, I've never gone 4 league games with this club without winning a game. So that's something new. So we all have to learn. We all have to get better, and we will. And go back to the drawing board. We do think it's a lot happened over the summer. It's been disjointed. There's a lot happened. We've got new players coming in and so on. But we have to be better, and I'm sure we will.
Woodrow was given the 10 role, if you like, just behind the front 2. Didn't really work out.
Well, if we weren't if we didn't get a platform in the game, then there's no point playing. You can play 10s, 2-8s, 2-10s, to whatever you can play. But we didn't pass the ball well enough. We didn't win the battle. We didn't give ourselves a platform. And 1-0 down to 5 minutes from basically nothing, then it lifts them. The crowd get behind them, they settle them. And that's what we didn't do. So that's what I'm disappointed with, because we normally make sure that we're very solid, we don't concede, and then we always know we can get a goal. But today, first half, it was unacceptable defending and unacceptable work rate, and that's something that's the most worrying thing.
Just a quick one on Swansea, likely to play fairly similarly to these, like they try and play out from the back and try and play football.
They will. But we know that, and most teams do in the Championship. Most teams, try to play. We have to be better in all that we do and wherever we go, and we've got some decisions to make. But look, we're not panicking yet. We're not panicking, but it's a long way to go. But we have to turn this around, because it's a tough month. We've got a lot of journeys. We've got some big teams, Sheffield United, a lot of big teams, and we probably should have more points than we've had. We've been better in Burnley, Bristol City, Birmingham, Burnley, and even Preston on the weekend. We probably deserve more from those games, but we haven't got them. And then today's a tough one to take.